Hell yeah.
Alright, we're going. Let's fucking go.
Hello, and welcome to FMK Anime, our retrospective of fall 2021. Hello, everyone.
Hey.
I am Meep, joined by my co-hosts, Limus and Ember. Say hello, you.
Ah!
Hi. It's been a long season, huh? For me, it has.
Oh, it hasn't felt
had
that long for me. I had 4 things I liked. Relatively.
I had fun with this.
Yes, but we are here now, at the end of all things.
Oh my god, I just realized what this season is. You know that meme of, like, the two...
Oh, wait, Meep. You cut out?
Eh?
Oh, no.
I said I just found out this season is. You know that meme of the 2 wolves laughing, and then there's one wolf just really upset?
Yeah, that is us. That is us and you.
Gold, silver, platinum, copper, electrum.
Fucking... This is... I was calling this the season. I predicted this would be the season of my divine retribution, and it was. I paid for my crimes in the summer.
Everyone's gotta have it happen at some point.
But why did it have to happen to me?
How could this happen to me?
Well, because you were one of the factors that killed almost everything last. You know, like you said, divine retribution.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you killed Aquatope. It's what happens.
Yeah, because fuck that show.
I want to watch it even more because it makes you mad. It makes me want to know why you're so mad at it.
It's same thing with Senpai. It's just slice of life.
It feels so much worse than Senpai, though. Like, as much as I hated Senpai, man, Aquatope was so much worse.
Well, because Senpai is more of a comedy, so there's more stuff that might be there to enjoy. It's like Vampire in that sense, where it's like, well, its joke per minute is pretty high, so at least some jokes are bound to hit.
Yeah,
Whereas
like,
Aquatope, oops, sorry.
Yeah, I'm more likely to laugh. Like, I was more interested in whatever the fuck Vodka Lady was gonna do than the rest of the goddamn cast of Aquatope.
Well, either way, that show's dead and buried. But yes, let's just jump right into it with another show that's dead and buried, Platinum End. This show existed.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm kind of sad we killed it when we did.
I am a little bit too.
Of all the shows that died early on, I felt like this both did and did not deserve it. I feel like we should have given it at least a couple more episodes.
I could definitely feel like it felt very much like the prototype of Death Note that it was.
Mm-hmm.
There was some good potential there, but it felt like it was yet to be fully ironed out and realized.
I wish that there was some other stuff that they well, fuck, my brain died. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. I wish there was some other stuff we had around that time. We also... So that, like, I didn't want Platinum End to live after... Wait, no, I was the sole fuck. I did. But after the episode after that one, because I did watch the episode after we killed it, I would have been killing it. But I wish it did live to, like, episode 7 or 8, just so we could have, like, something each week that comes back and it's like, fuck, this is bad. What's going on in it?
Yeah, there are other shows that I wish lived instead of this. Like, I totally agree with us killing it when we did. Like, the direction it was obviously going in looked like it was going to be ass. But I would have preferred it more than Mieruko-Chan living as long as it did.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. Because at least it had an interesting premise to me.
Here's the thing with Platinum End that I think is why I bowed out early on. It's a show that really wants to have a lot of dark stuff to say and show, but our main character is just such a blah that I'm not interested, and the dark shit has no tension because I don't care for our main character or his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. It's like in shows where dark stuff happens, you gotta really care for the characters. Like,
yeah. And like I said, like I pointed out in the first episode, like we've known this dude for like 2 seconds, and then all of a sudden I'm supposed to care that he's trying to kill himself.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally all I know about you is you're trying to kill yourself.
It's all that really shows. It doesn't resonate emotionally at all. It's like, oh, that's nasty, because you don't want to see someone kill themselves, and that's about it. You don't get the full emotional, oh no, why would he do that? It's just, oh dear, that's bad.
If it was something like fucking Will from Paladin, and like it was towards the end of the show or something, where I'd actually like established something about him, that would be something way different. Now I would actually have like a reason to care about why I don't want you to die.
Yeah, like, I think
I'd have reasons to believe why you would want to do that.
I'm gonna bring it back to one of my favorite shows here, and I'm gonna try to keep it as spoiler light as possible. But Madoka Magica, stuff happens in that show, and we care about the stuff that happens to our character in that show because we've seen our main cast happy and in a good place. So when bad things happen, we really fucking care. We didn't get that here. So it was just like, bad things happen to this boy, and on top of that, like, the death game aspect didn't seem that interesting. Like, the rules and stuff of it felt, like, kind of bland.
Yeah, because the rules of it are, oh, this actually isn't supposed to be a death game. You just wait 999 days and prove to your angel that you... But if you can kill people, we won't punish you for it.
But
so
we're gonna give you direct tools that actually stop people's hearts.
Yeah, and it's just something that immediately turned me off from in the last episode that I watched was that it definitely seemed like it was going to be, okay, there are the angels that are on Metro Polyman's side, and there are the angels that are on our main character side. No in between. No third parties or fourth parties.
You know what could have been an interesting tactic that they could have gone with that? I'm just thinking about it now. It's like, they could have gone kind of like the Fallout Vault 11 kind of thing, where it's like, you technically do have this thing that can kill people, and no one's telling you that you can't use it, but the secret thing is that you're actually not supposed to use it, because if you do use it, then you're fucked, and you won't get into heaven.
Maybe, yeah.
You won't become the god.
Like...
You're supposed to just figure that out yourself, and it's the secret test that God's giving you.
Yeah, like, make it not so much of a death game, or at least change up how the death game works. Make it so that you don't have this one-hit kill arrow. Like, I would have been down for the fights and to see how fights and stuff were if white arrows didn't exist and there was just red arrows. Because fighting a war entirely through your own sleeper agents who are 100% subservient to you sounds so much more cooler than, I shoot you and you die.
The way they make, at least the fight I saw work, was so fucking terrible. It's essentially, oh, the reason why all these guys are gonna have mecha armor, which, two of the other angels who showed up just had mecha armor, no explanation, like, just like Metropoliman. There was no explanation or anything.
You mean Sentai suits?
Yeah, Sentai suits.
Okay, because for a second there I was like, when the fuck did mechs get involved? What the hell?
No, like the Sentai suits.
Oh yeah.
And it upset me so much. There was no explanation where they came from. They just had them. But Metropoliman's Sentai suit had a thing where he could put up a barrier that stopped all arrows from hitting him. Okay. But that's still not a fight. That's punk! Arrow hits barrier. Now what?
That's just, we've made our weapons too powerful, and I'm not smart enough to make a fight that properly uses them and has it be like a tense fight. So I'm just gonna give him invulnerability now.
Yeah, that's Mary suing your villain.
Like, the way Death Note handles everything is so much better because it's not a death game. It's not a power that suits a death game, so he uses it for an intrigue drama, thriller.
Yeah.
And that's like Death Note is just such a better version of this.
Yeah, like absolutely. It seems like this is the stumbling point in order to get to what many consider to be a masterpiece.
Mm-hmm. Other than that, oops, sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Anyone else have anything to say on this?
I got nothing else on it.
I. Yeah. Oh, actually, I was gonna propose something.
Oh.
How do we? Well, not to the show. I'm not marrying it. Fuck no.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, how do we all feel about this? After saying this is something that we kind of did last season that I kind of forgot to ask if we were going to do again, but last season when we killed the show or when a show ended, we gave out of 10 rating. Rating from 0 to 10 in the show. How do we feel about giving them at the end of our retrospectives?
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I put Platinum End at a 6 after it died.
Mm.
It was fine. It had things I liked, but it had a lot more. So I just dropped it. Like, it wasn't an angry kill. Because there's stuff there that's interesting. It's just, it's so overshadowed by the shit.
Yeah.
More like a 4 because, like, I liked some of the visuals, but, like, everything else, like, the pacing went from lightning fast to just like, why the fuck am I even watching this? There is nothing going on. It would give me such fucking whiplash, and I hated that so much.
I'd also give it a 4. Yeah,
Fair.
I can see that, like, 4 for me absolutely is. I can see the potential, but man, you fucked up.
So, because I wanted to know how it ended, because I was like, is it gonna have this type of ending? Do you guys want to know how it ends?
Yeah.
How? Spoilers if you're still watching it.
Yeah, spoilers if anyone's still watching it now. 3, 2, 1. The world gets destroyed. God
Of
destroys
course.
the world.
Fucking course.
And they don't even try to make it interesting, like in another show that I know you really like that has to do with gods and demons.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. My mind immediately went to that comparison. It's like that, but they tried to copy it.
Like, even then, I'm not a fan of how that show did it too, but I can at least look at that and go, no, I see why people like this.
Oh, I fucking love it. I think the ending of that show hit the nail on the head perfectly for its message.
Yeah.
Are you talking about what I think you're talking about?
Maybe. I might have to DM you it.
I will just say one word: cry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. That's Platinum End.
Yes.
Yeah. That was
Platinum
a show.
End.
It existed. It could have been good, but it was not.
Platinum End, you were the soil that led to a much better throne. That is all I can say about you.
Oh, okay. Now that we're done with that, can I just ask that we pause a quick second? Because Meep, you're still cutting out, like, a bunch. So maybe just, like, hop off and hop back on for a second?
Sure.
Alright, say a long sentence.
Hello, it is me. I am Meep. I say long sentences very often because I like talking.
That might have done us. We're good. So,
Okay.
it should be good.
Nice.
And cut here! I don't think that did anything. Fuck it. Alright, next up on our list, Ranking of Kings.
Ranking of Kings. Okay.
I still need to go back and watch the rest of that.
Mm-hmm. This was another show that we only got like 3 episodes in.
According to my Mal, we got... Let's see here.
Or would it have been 4?
I need to see because we killed. Yeah, because we killed what's it called? The last show we talked about, Paladin had 3.
Oh, I think ranking had 4 because
yeah,
ranking would have had 4 because I forgot. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Ranking got 4 out of me.
I forgot about Kage's backstory.
I think the most
I think
solid.
if I remember correctly, we left off on that twist, the surprise twist.
Yeah, of Prince Boy kicking him down into the pits of hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Out of all of our picks, still say this is the most solid.
Yeah.
Just not a good fit for 2 of our hosts, aka me and Meat.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a lot of love going around for this show right now, and I can totally see it, but I don't care. I really don't care for it at all.
I can totally see it too. It's just, from what I understand, the consistencies in writing that stops after, like, essentially basically after we kill it, from what I understand from one of our other friends, the writing is actually pretty solid, but from the sounds of it, a lot of what comes later just sounds like twists for the sake of twists, which lies one of my big problems with this show. The show does a lot of twists, and because it does so many, I'm just expecting every character to have a twist about them.
Yeah, like, I felt like the subtlety that was needed in order to ramp up to a character, like, or to a twist or a character, wasn't there. It felt like, I want to have a twist, so let's have it now. Or if if there's actual subtlety, I could have just missed it. But it didn't feel, but if there is subtlety, then it's way too subtle for me then.
Almost every single important character in this show, the way that they outwardly, the way that the show showed us, like, through them showing us that they felt about Baji, was not the way they actually felt about Baji. That came later in a flashback when you learn that they actually like Baji. They were just an asshole to him before because...
Because reasons.
Like, because the Baji's trainer was shown to be like, no, I am your mentor, but I actually am gonna, secretly try and kill you, which he was ordered to, so I guess it kind of doesn't count. Okay. But then there's also Bebis, snake guy, Daida's aide.
Yeah.
Okay, he hates Baji. Of course, it makes sense. No, he actually likes Baji. Why?
Okay, now I've heard this. This is the big thing that really confuses me. From what I've heard, haven't seen it, can't verify, but from what I've heard is that Baji's brother did not once actually give the order for Baji to be killed. So it was all these people working of their own volition, despite the fact they didn't even really dislike Baji, which confuses me even more. It's like, it feels like they're trying to simulate what like medieval intrigue and stuff would be like without any of the actual,
It feels like Game of Thrones, but a poor understanding of Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, like, I wouldn't even say on a surface level, but like the idea of Game of Thrones, but with more of the, I don't know what I'm saying.
I don't think, like, don't get me wrong, I love, like, the art style is good. That Ghibli art style is really good. But for the kind of story they're going for, I'm not sure if the art style quite sells the dark moments well enough. Like, I thought during Kage's backstory, it did, but, and maybe this is just a product of the show not working for me, but later on in creepy moments, like with the Forest King, who went insane, who also, changed feelings about Baji, like, all the other times, it kind of felt like their art style wasn't really selling it. I don't know.
I like the art style and how it ties in with the central theme was one thing I actually quite liked about it. Like, I get what the central theme is. It's don't judge people by like initial appearances, impressions. That's what it's going for, and I think that art style with this type of story works fantastically because I absolutely got a different read on it than what it was supposed to be. But yeah,
Yeah, it's just with some of the stuff Kuro has told us, like,
doesn't mean it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, I still kind of do want to go back and watch it.
Yeah. Hey, if you want to go, feel free. Well, no, we're not stopping you.
Yeah. Maybe I'll come back on the next episode, of the podcast, and I'll tell y'all what I think.
Hell yeah. If there's ever a time to pick up anything, now is it. For the next week or so, we have nothing. Well, actually, we have a couple.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of times my kind of thing is, I saw a meme that popped up on Twitter at one point, where it was just like, I am the opposite of before it was cool. I refuse to consume this content until it is borderline irrelevant. That is basically me.
I'll get around to it eventually, I don't care.
I still have to watch fucking Encanto, but I keep forgetting. And Twitter will not shut the fuck up about the show.
All I've heard about it so far is that the main villain is supposed to be pretty cute.
Yeah. And also that there's a lot of, like, family struggles, and also Ratman. Ratman is baby.
But yeah, is that everything we have for ranking? I don't quite have anything else to say about it so far.
Is that the ranking of Kings? What ranking do you give Ranking of Kings?
Let me take a look.
I would say 6. It's 6 or 7, actually. It has a lot of really coolness to it. It just wasn't really working for us.
Yeah. I give it a 5. 5 for me is definitely 100% not for me, but I can see someone liking it.
I gave it a 6.
Yeah.
And that's Ranking of Kings.
Yeah.
Next on our list, should we just start with our... Like, what do we really have to say about Deep Insanity that we haven't already said?
I'm sorry, everyone.
You have already said that.
Okay.
It could have been good. It could have been so good. I was actually gonna put it on my thing for, like, best visuals, except for that fucking CGI.
Mm-hmm. It looked fine. But it just... Yeah, like... I've heard it doesn't get, like... better in any way, that it just sort of plods along at the whole thing.
It's a game anime. It's a video game anime.
I skimmed through its final episode.
What was it like?
One of the characters was a time traveler the entire time, and that's not a plot point. They were just a time traveler.
What the fuck is this show?
Yeah, this is a show based on a gacha game. Just have something random like that and have it not matter at all because, hey, look, this is a triple S. This is a fucking triple SS to pull when you get the game.
Like, literally, at the fucking end. He's like, guys, like, the guy essentially mentions, like, how he's a time traveler. You know, after all this emotional, quote-unquote emotional shit, people have died. Makes mention he's a time traveler. And no one asks him about it. It's so fucking bad.
Okay. I want to say, because you've jumped to the last episode, that maybe you lost some context there. I want to believe that.
I don't believe that, though. Not with this show.
But I want to give it the benefit of the doubt. That it, like, at least that's just like, yeah, like they've gone over that before and had that shock or something.
I doubt it, because it seemed like it was the first time everyone was figuring... You know, either way, I skimmed through its last episode. It still wasn't great, like, aside from that. The show was just bad.
I gotta say, I gotta talk about the other show that I didn't lock instead. And it was... Oh, I can't remember the name.
Erina the Vampire Cosmonaut.
Erina the Vampire Cosmonaut. Thank you. And dear God, I wish I blocked that instead. From what I've heard from people is that it's very... I've heard some divisive things so far about it. I've heard some good things, and I've heard some it shit things. But still, that would have been so much more interesting to watch and talk about than Deep Insanity. I don't know what possessed me to lock this fucker. Like, I just saw the name and the base description, and I'm like, fuck it, let's go for it without doing any other research. And I fucking paid for it without, like, I basically locked this shit before waiting for the whole season list. Never gonna do that again because I basically wasted our time.
You know, I was actually gonna suggest for the next time that we do the season, if we're gonna do that, like, we're allowed to cut something. Maybe next time we could wait until we have everything rolled up and then we decide whether or not something gets cut, because this time when we did it, it fucked us over.
Wasn't even the wheel, that was me!
No, I still think we got a better outcome because the mobile game anime we got could at least be fun, whereas the golf anime would have been boring.
I think it's going to be boring no matter what, but we'll get to next season when we get there.
Yep. What did you rank Deep Insanity, Limus?
2. The only reason it's not a 1 is because it didn't offend me in any way.
Yeah, same. I mean, I'd probably put it as 3 just because the visuals other than the CGI were fucking pretty.
I have
it could have been so good.
Fair. Well, that's Deep Insanity. Let's bury this fucker and forget about it. Not even mark the grave.
Just forget it ever happened, like the older mobile game anime that we've had on before.
Nah, just put not even like not mark it. Just put the signs up that say this place is not a place of honor. Do not go here.
Hey, Limus, remember how I forced you to watch 7 Nights and Dragons House Hunting?
You didn't force me to watch 7 Nights, but you did force me to watch Dragon's House Hunting.
Oh, I thought... Didn't you watch 7 Nights with us?
No, I did not.
No, you watched the first episode of Super Cub with us. That's right.
No, I did not. You forced me to watch Koekimo, and you forced me to watch Dragon's House Hunting, and I wanted to claw my eyes out both times.
Oh, right.
But anyways, is Deep Insanity in the mass grave that those shows are in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Deep Insanity is in the mass grave with those ones. See, we mark the shows like Mieruko so that shows in the future know what not to do. But these are just like, nah, it's a mass grave.
Kill it, bury it. Give me a second. I want to make sure I turn the stove off.
Just throw the stove in the mass grave with them.
Burn them all.
Yep.
Give them a Viking burial. Or no, wait, that's too honorable. Just burn it all. Oh, yeah, that's what I was for.
Alright, I'm back. I don't know why I did that. I just made more work for myself as the editor.
It happens.
With that, our next show is The Vampire Dies in No Time. A much happier note than our previous 3, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that show was actually pretty good. Not really something worth, like, talking about in a podcast, but it was good.
I honestly don't think it was too bad. I just think there were way too many segments that didn't hit for me.
Oh, yeah. Like...
Yeah, it wasn't bad, it just wasn't super good.
I thought it was decent, you know? It was a serviceable
God,
sitcom.
What the fuck happened to your audio?
What?
For a second there, your audio just went on me.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, it looks like you're good now.
Yeah, you're good now.
It's fucking snowing like a motherfucker, so I might have some issues. God damn it.
That's
right.
okay.
Yeah.
But...
You still need to teach me how to strum.
I will. That's a threat.
John Best Boy.
John Best Boy. Serviceable sitcom. Like, to be honest.
Yeah, it's the segments that hit were funny. Like the cat segment is still one of my favorites from that show.
I like the
yeah.
I like the vampire vegetables bit, but none of you guys did.
I mean, I thought that was decently funny.
I think it introduced a joke that was better used later on, the celery. Because the celery was definitely used better later. Like when Ronaldo is coming into the house after Vampire Boy's talking with Drellic, and he's just covered in celery and celery juice.
Yeah.
He put it outside the door, and he's just frantically messaging Drellic, like, help! I can't get in!
It's... Yeah, and it's like... But for every one of those jokes, there's a joke that just doesn't land, and, like, for me at least, it was a good 50-50 of jokes that I liked versus ones that I don't.
What about fucking Crotch Flower Boy?
I'd call that a
I
hit.
thought was pretty funny.
I'd call that one a hit.
Yeah, that one just made me go, what the fuck?
One of our friends notoriously hates that joke, so... Like, I like the joke. Like, the flower joke, I didn't find it as funny as you two, but I still thought it was funny.
Oh yeah, she fucking hates that show. Hates the show.
Except for John. She does like John.
Well, everyone likes John. He's best boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't be mad at that.
No, John's best boy.
Yes.
Also, I gotta say that one scene, I know it wasn't in one of the episodes that we watched on the podcast, but in the one immediately afterwards, there was the one scene where, like, the John gets lost, and then the vampire, the one, like, blood doll, the voodoo doll guy, like the Bloodblade voodoo doll guy, yeah. I can't brain right now, but basically, like, he ends up having to rescue him, mostly just because he doesn't want to get, like, confused with the person who's actually been kidnapping people, which turned out to be a spider guy.
Yeah.
But afterwards, like, there's this one little moment where John just, like, thanks him for saving him. He gives him one of those red bean pancakes, and there's just the moment of, like, this guy is just like, I don't actually want to care about you, but God, you're so nice. You actually care about me. It was a touching moment. I'm bad at explaining it, but it was a touching moment.
Yeah, like, the show had a lot of good to it, but it also had a lot of meh.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Vampire Dies in No Time just kind of ended up being meh to me in the end. Wasn't bad.
Sorry.
I said, oh, no, you're good. I'm sorry, my brain just died there. Someone go on.
So is that Vampire? I think it's killed all of our brains.
It is the first show on the FMK I have seen to start out as a 6 and make its way to a 7.
Wow, I didn't know it went up for you.
Oh no, I meant on the score on Mal. I think it's still a 6 for me. Yeah. It started as a 7 and went down to a 6 for me.
The show was a 6 for me, and it's always been a 6. Like, this has been non-negotiable. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
What about you, Ember?
Yeah, I would say probably the same. I'd give it about a 6.
Okay.
Straight 6s.
It's not
6.
It's not bad. It's just not like I said. It's not really something that's podcast worthy.
Yeah. It's not bad. It's not particularly good either. It's Vampire. I'm glad we got what we did out of it. I did have a good time with it for the most part.
I do have to say, I fucking love Drellic as a character. He's just so fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Drellic is definitely a very good part of that show.
I just love just absolutely fucking just ridiculous, funny, just camp characters like that.
Fair enough. Alrighty. That is The Vampire Dies in No Time. On to our next show of the retrospective. Komi-san can't communicate. One of our...
This show is so pretty.
Oh yeah, definitely easy contender for the prettiest show.
I have something to say about that. I felt like its style kind of left after the first 2 to 3 episodes. Like, a lot of the stylistic choices that they made, especially in the first episode, that I really liked, just kind of disappeared over time, and that kind of made me sad. However, doesn't change the fact that the show's fucking great.
Like, I definitely know what you mean. The stylistic choices they do when they do the chalkboard scene, they occasionally do whenever there's like a touching scene, like in the Yamai episode when Komi told off Yamai, and when Komi was talking to the slow girl about how, she used to never be able to participate in culture festivals. Like, but I definitely do think it would have been nicer if that was more present.
Yeah.
I still like what we got of it.
Yeah, it was still fine. But there was just, like, certain scenes that were conveyed in such a cool manner. Like, I remember the one scene where it was, the first one Najimi was in, and when they're showing around Komi trying to get Komi friends and stuff like that. And there's one where it's, like, the person who's talking to Komi's perspective, and it's, like, it's in more of a theatric perspective. And the bars at the top and bottom are black. And then we move to Tadano, and the bars at the top and bottom are white, showing that it's from Tadano's perspective. Like, those little tricks were really cool, and they just kind of went away, but I get it. There's not really another time to do it. So, yeah.
Yeah. And this show, full and foremost, is a comedy before anything else.
Yeah.
Like, like, in Japan, like, when this first started, it was literally made to be, like, a weekly comic strip, except in, manga form.
Weekly manga.
Yeah.
Weekly slice of life.
Yeah, and from what I can... I think we recently got past the point where the mangaka decided they actually wanted to do a little bit more with it. And that, like, from what I can tell, a lot of things that people love about like year 2 is because the mangaka introduces a lot of stuff that's just actually overarching. It's neat, from what I hear, at least. I have a few people in another server who fucking read and love that manga. So
yeah, really good. I'm super happy that we got this on the wheel. Because I immensely enjoyed my time with this show.
Oh, yeah.
With the exception of one episode. There was one episode, and even then, most of the episode was good up until the end.
Yeah, I thought that I was gonna have to stop watching this show, because, like, the first couple of episodes where Yamai was more of a big thing were just massively uncomfy for me, but once she starts going away, the show starts actually getting good.
Yeah.
The show's very good.
Yeah, I just wish they would stop, like, having her at all in the show, but I'm fine with. Yeah.
Unfortunately, she seems to be quite the popular character and seems to keep returning.
Why do people like yandere so much? It's literally the glorification of a toxic relationship.
Because they like it when the idea of a girl skinning their penis.
Ew.
As someone who used to be someone who liked yanderes, it's just people who are lonely who just want someone to love them, and they think like, oh, this person, that kind of person, they'll love you no matter what, and they don't realize how toxic it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Normalize healthy relationships in anime, please.
Nah, fuck that. That shit ain't interesting.
Normalize the hero and the villain violently hate fucking each other before killing each other.
We don't need more anagram.
No. More hero X villain.
The one thing I definitely gotta say I quite liked, Najimi. I liked...
Najimi is one of the best characters.
one of the best characters in the show. Absolutely love them. I think it's really cool how their gender is handled. Like, I was so scared when one of the first introductions we get of them is of ambiguous gender. I thought, oh, this is going to be the one joke with them, isn't it? But no, it's not. In fact, it's barely even a joke. It's just kind of who they are. And it's presented that way.
More of the focus of the joke is on them having ADHD.
Yeah, more of the focus on them is them being off the rails ADHD and also being everyone's childhood friend.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. It was kind of funny in the one festival episode where they show up and they just have literally everyone with them, and they were just like, they're all my Najuba's just like, they're all my friends, so I had to invite them.
Yeah, they're that one extrovert that just rolls over a bunch of introverts and just collects them like Pokemon.
Katamari's, all of them.
Yeah, and like that's one thing that surprised me, like how good the side characters were. Like a lot of them were very questionable. Like I think about Dog Girl and no, fuck her, go away. I think about Yandere Girl. Yandere Girl in the first part could fuck off. But like after that we get to like the Chunibyo and like the competitive girl and the weird degree.
That episode with the not Smash game I thought was actually pretty good. That was we actually got some good character development for this character that I thought had already had their character development episode.
Yeah.
So then we get more character.
And then there was Big Sister, the Slow Girl, which I still low-key ship them because they were kind of cute together, not gonna lie.
Yeah, they work out well together.
I'm sorry, just that one scene just the scene where everyone was dancing and I was just looking at them and I was like, aw, wait, why am I invested in these two? Oh no.
Also, I in a weird way sort of like crack ship the Yandere Girl and the Dog Girl because like I feel like that's exactly what she would need is someone who is just like slavishly devoted to her.
Just yeah, get a full-on sub-dom relationship going there, and that's something.
Yeah, just get your sub-dom relationship and fuck off out of my show.
Unfortunately, with yanderes, it is very important who the person they are with is. So, Komi ain't safe.
I just really like that is the one time when the show fucked up for me when Komi actually went through and made her one of her friends. Like that pissed me off so fucking much. It was so unnecessary. We didn't need to.
She has been nothing but abusive to you and your friends, and you know this already. You have seen how abusive she is to you and to your friends and to you, basically. Like, she acts like she owns you, and yet you still go around and make her your friend.
Well, she apologized and threatened to kill herself with chopsticks. That's definitely a product, like, I am 100% guessing that is a product of the author going, okay, haha, had her laughs with this character, you know, it's a weekly manga, so next week this character will be involved, tick the timer on the 100 friends. But, you know, over time, the characters actually start to get good. Whenever Yamai shows up, it's either to get dunked on, or she isn't creepy, luckily.
Or she's just, like, creepy like everyone else in the school is.
I mean, we did have that one scene where she was just like, can we eat my sausage?
And then Naijimi dunked on her, because Naijimi took it.
And also when she kind of creeps on her and forces her to get a more skimpier swimsuit. And and also the time when she proposes for the cultural festival that they do a haunted house so she can literally grope Komi. So, I mean, she's still kind of there, but it's just in the background more.
Alright, I forgot.
The fact that she just says this shit and no one's like, what the fuck?
Who?
I mean, like, a couple of characters are like, what the fuck? But that's only
everyone
a couple.
in the class is probably dead terrified of her.
Well, okay, everyone slow down. Everyone slow down for a second. We're all talking over each other. Or was that my internet lagging behind? Hello?
No, we're good.
Alright, sweet. Sorry.
All I was saying is everyone in the class is probably pissed scared of her. You've seen her. I like to imagine Yamai as the friend that all of Komi's other friends are like, "Are you inviting Yamai?" Before like they ask if, or like Komi invites them out to do something, and I feel like everyone else is always like, "Are you inviting Yamai?" Komi goes, "Yes." Then we're not gonna be able to make it. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's never invited. She always just shows up. Like, Najimi makes a plan, and then she's just there.
Yeah, that... You know what? The theory I said at the end of the Yamai episode might have went through. Because at the end of the Yamai episode, I said maybe Komi just accepted the apology out of fear. And you know what? Komi has never once invited her out on her own.
But besides that, I think we're missing one important thing. We've talked a lot about the side characters, but what about our two mains?
They're so sweet.
Yeah.
I am so invested in Komi and Tadano's relationship. Like,
oh yeah,
this show did something.
No, that's an example of an actual healthy relationship.
Hey, yeah. This is the first time in a slice of life romance show where I actually give a shit about our main cast. Or our main couple, I should say. I'm down with it because it, like, feels somewhat realistic, you know? And you can see them being together and shit, like...
Yeah,
fucking...
the fact that he actually respects her as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Who is that?
And I just imagine, like, when they're... this is just my brain going, it would be so cute. Just, like, future family events, like, you know, post-time skip, they're married, have kids, where they just... Tadano goes to his house, and everyone just asks Komi something. They just stare at her for, like, half an hour and blink. She finally is able to let out a...
Yeah.
The fucking noises Komi makes. I actually had to check if her and John had the same voice actor. They don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I do like that over the course of the show we've actually had like some progress. We actually see her doing like sentences now.
She's gotten more than we got at her at the beginning. Yeah, there's been some progress with her, which is cool.
Yeah, and it actually, like, when you think about it, there's actually, like, the little detail of, like, sometimes she's able to say more things with other people, with certain people. Like, she can say more around Tadano because she's comfortable around Tadano.
Yeah.
And I liked the ending the show had with its final episode in its first season. It was really sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that, is there any more we can talk about Komi? Like, we're getting a second season. We're fucking watching it on the show.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think that's Komi.
That should be Komi.
I rated it a 9 out of 10 at the end.
Yeah, me too.
I rated it a 7. And that might sound very low to some people. And fair, it kind of is, especially with how much I'm on it. I like it, but I wasn't that into it. I just liked it.
Fair enough.
But yeah.
Komi, I'm sorry I can't marry you. There's another for me. You're adorable, but you're also in high school, so no.
You can marry her mom.
No, I'd rather just adopt her.
Yeah.
So
adopt all of them. You are now my children.
Adopt a 16-year-old child.
I have adopted all of you. You are now my children. Especially Najimi.
So no marries for Komi.
Seems like it, no?
Well, Gotta say, I honestly thought it would have gotten at least one.
Which of us did you think was gonna?
Either I thought, like, there's a good chance, like, every time you said, can't wait for a triple Mary for Paladin, I was honestly thinking that you may have been faking out and would have went with Komi. I could have also seen Ember going for Komi, saying how has gotten better since when she was killing it.
Yeah, it's good. It's just it's not my number one pick.
I'm not gonna lie. A couple of weeks ago, it was me trying to fake everyone out, but it quickly. Well, not quickly, but like let me rephrase. My brain is dying.
So are ours. It's the end of the season. All of our brains are gonna fucking die. We don't get a break from the next award to our next season. So yeah, we're just gonna be brain dead for the next fucking season entirely.
Great. But yeah, what I was meaning is, at first I was trying to fake everyone out, but I'm gonna keep it secret when I'm marrying. But let's just say my reason has changed.
But yeah, so Komi has been. I think this is the hardest I think a show's got friend zoned.
Yeah.
Because we all love it, but not enough to marry it.
Yeah, because I'm thinking Shadow's house got friend zoned pretty hard, actually.
Shadow's, yeah.
Makan was planning on marrying that till the last 2 episodes happened.
Yeah, just let me see. I'm gonna go on our list. Yeah, like Shadow's house. Kuma Bear got friend zoned, which is not a surprise.
I'll be honest, I thought Dal was gonna marry Kuma Bear, but he married Akudama Drive, and that made me a little happy.
So far, Shadow's house, Kuma Bear, and Komi have been the only ones to get friend zoned completely.
Rip.
Well, and Tokyo Revengers, but yeah. Yeah, that's Komi. We'll see you again in another season. Oh boy!
Maybe I'll marry it. Maybe I'll marry it that time.
Oh boy, my favorite.
Visual Prison. Was it bad?
Was it gay?
Oh, it was very bad, and oh, it was very gay. So, I have been threatening these two with a full synopsis of this show ever since it ended, because none of you like trash as much as I do, and I love trash.
Like trash. I just wasn't in the mood for it.
I love trash. I just didn't think Visual Prison was the kind of funny trash. It was
I need the weird shit, and that wasn't weird enough.
Half of the episode was just a character walking around with headphones listening to music.
Yeah, it was.
If I'm gonna watch weird, bad shit, give me a fucking acid trip within the first 5 seconds or I ain't watching.
If I want to watch bad shit, I'll watch Eden Zero again.
But I gotta say, this isn't a full series synopsis. Sadly, I did not have the time, and I only got to episode 4 by the time this came up. So, this is part 1, motherfucker. Also, I honestly think I'd double the length of this podcast if I were to go by episode by episode. So, allow me to continue in my exhaustively extensive notes of the 3 episodes I watched.
Nice. Lay it on me.
So, episode 2, we start. Main boy, he's now in the house with his bandmates, because he joined the band, I guess, afterwards. And,
Of course he did.
yeah, he gets acquainted with this one character who seems to be an NB, which is kind of cool, actually.
Nice.
Eats some food, you know, he just kind of eats some food. The NB kind of tells him, hey, take this box to a place but go buy a thing. Immediately jump cut, we're having a musical number. There's this random pink-haired dude who's singing about how great it is to be bisexual.
What?
No shit. I wish I quoted one of the lyrics, but I don't think I did. But I'm pretty sure it was mostly just about how great it is to be bisexual. It was stuff about, like, because this dude's like he's like a beautician and stuff. He's trying to, no, not a beautician. He runs a clothing store, so he's talking about how great it is to dress people up as his own dolls, so that he can be all kind of creepy on them. Smash cut. Then we do another smash cut. We're outside of this dude's store. Main boy is there. He's standing outside. One of the band members from an evil band shows up and just kind of enters without exiting.
Fucking the words "evil band."
Yeah, he's the Shota that got his neck suckled on by the one extra broody member of that band and made the good moan sound.
Got the bad suck.
He got the good suck. That dude moaned like a motherfucker. He just kind of wanders in, and then he looks at the other dude at our main boy, and he's like, "No, you can't enter. Fuck you." And so main boy takes that as a challenge, and he tries to, but a barrier blocks him. Apparently, he's some sort of old blood vampire, and he has to have someone, he has that ancient vampire weakness that he has to have someone welcome him in order to enter the house. Actually kind of cool. I like that vampire trope, and I'm kind of sad that it doesn't get brought up more often. We have a jump cut of them trying to learn what weaknesses he has. The evil band member is being all kinds of sadistic. He cuts his finger and is like, "Here, suck my blood, bitch." And he kind of goes into a blood frenzy and almost drinks this dude's blood. It is very sexual. It is almost kind of rapey.
Oh.
And then he faints because he's scared of blood.
Are you kidding me?
This vampire is afraid of blood.
Why is that trope so fucking common in vampire stories?
He is a hemophiliac and faints at the sight of blood. Why? Why? It's
because every vampire story wants to make Okay, this is the exact same thing that happened in Mars Red. Our main character in Mars Red fainted at the sign of blood.
It's so stupid. And it gets even worse when we get to a later point. Don't worry. Like, the whole fact that vampires drink blood thing is such a side note in this fucking series. It's so funny. But yeah, he faints. Pink bisexual boy comes up behind. And he's like, "Oh, he passed out because he's afraid of blood." Though it kind of looks like he did some sort of spell to knock him out. Though I honestly don't think that. I honestly want to believe that this dude's just afraid of blood. So yeah, he wakes up. He's got his shirt taken off, and pink-haired boy is like observing him. Turns out, vampires in this world, what makes a vampire is that they have a crystal heart. And because he's a down-peer, he has half crystal, half human. So he ages slowly instead of not at all.
How the fuck does this work biologically?
It doesn't. Don't worry about it.
But no, you don't just get to do that. No.
Their hearts crystallize, and that's what makes them immortal.
But how does half a crystal, half human work?
Shh. Literally, just half of his heart is encased in crystal.
Okay.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the vampires from fucking Twilight are made out of ice, so.
What the fuck?
The fuck?
Actually, I think if I remember correctly, the vampires from Twilight are entirely made out of crystal.
What the fuck?
What?
And reasons.
Fucking Twilight. But yeah, pink-haired boy is like, okay, takes the box that's supposed to be payment. I think they take a crystal out of the box, or there's a red crystal that's similar to their heart. They kind of glance it up to the moon.
The red arrows again.
Glance it up to the moon. It melts in a cup. He feeds it to the boy. And he's like, "Oh, thanks, dude. I really needed that, apparently. I guess that's a way to get blood without actually sucking blood. So, cool." And then pink-haired boy's like, "No, that's not actually payment. What I want in payment is either one of two things. Sing for me, or, and I quote, in exact quotation, give me your body." I guess he would have had to whore himself out if he didn't want to sing that day.
Grass, cash, or ass.
Yeah.
Was the pink-haired guy at least around the same age as our child?
I don't know because he's a vampire.
God damn it.
But, yeah, he sings, they have a song, he realizes, I need to make a song of my own because I'm just stealing from my other bandmates and I need to be all passion for the music and shit. And that's basically that episode, I think. Was there anything else? Let me check. Oh, right, and he learns about the rules of this world. So there are 3 vampire bands that happen. And for the sake of consistency, I'm not going to call them by their names because that's going to get confusing. I'm just going to call them by nicknames I gave them. There's Eclipse, which I'm going to call Angel Band because they have an angel motif. And they're ancient, really ancient band of vampires. Only 2 of them exist now. And they were the last one who won the Visual Prison tournament. There's Lost Eden, which are the evil band, which I shall call them. And they're looking to win the tournament because they really like to drink blood from humans and they want people to be able to drink blood from humans, no questions asked. And then we get Oz, which is our current band, which is our good band, our main character band. And yeah, they're kind of in the middle, I think. I don't know. We don't know what their political affiliation is. Because guess what? This Visual Prison Battle of the Bands thing is actually a political thing. Whoever wins this concert battle has the chance to rule over vampire society as destined by the Red Blood Moon. And they can do any change to vampire law in which they want to do.
Huh.
So what happened was the last time this happened, Eclipse Angel Band won, and they outlawed vampires being able to drink from humans. So if you break vampire law, it's not the fact that it's a bad thing and you'll be punished by the rest of vampires. It's not the fact that you'll doom us all by bringing fucking hunters into the world. No, the Red Blood Moon will just cause your heart to explode. You break the law, your heart just explodes, and you die. So any sort of interesting sort of subversions of the laws, yeah, that's not going to happen because you'll just fucking die. So that's boring. And yeah,
Cool.
Lost Eden evil band wants to control of it and just kibosh all of these laws and just say, full on, just go out, let's conquer humanity and let's drink all the blood all the time. Except it makes no fucking sense, because vampires can just drink from each other with no consequence. They're completely self-sufficient. We don't even know if they need to drink blood. Like, it's just like, we're all fighting for this one law about drinking blood from humans when it looks like there's no positive effects from drinking blood to humans besides making it so that your heart would explode. Like, the rules of the world make absolutely no sense. We're just assumed that vampires want to drink blood from humans because they want to drink blood from humans. We're not given any sort of reason why they would want to. But that's episode 1. Episode 3, main boy's kind of sitting around in an abandoned building trying to figure out his song, and some random pink-haired tourist boy comes in. And by the way,
the other pink-haired guy.
Different from other pink-haired guy, I shall be calling this dude Tourist Boy when the other dude will be called Shopkeep Boy. So Tourist Boy comes in, and he's kind of flirty towards this dude, which, by the way, everyone, like, it doesn't matter what character we're talking to. Every character has been extremely, like, flirty towards main boy. Either in body language or in direct language.
Oh, God.
So it's like, so they're like just full on saying, hey, ship everyone with everyone here. Yeah, it's a tourist boy. He comes from England. Apparently he's a famous singer, and he tries to help him out, and he's just a normal human. And he kind of invades the bandmate's house, in which the bandmates go, fuck you, you're getting kicked out, and he gets kicked out. They work on a song a little bit more. I was like, hey, we should get some of the local flavor. Let's go see this band. Evil Band. So they go to try to see Evil Band because Tourist Boy insists, and because apparently our main boy has a death wish.
He's a brain hemorrhage.
Yeah, has a brain hemorrhage and just follows him. Hi, kitty.
What?
She wants to bite the cords. No.
Bad kitty. So, we're at the concert, though they're not actually at the concert because they didn't buy tickets ahead of time because they sell out so good because Edgy Band is so good. So main pink-haired boy manages to not only break into the concert hall without anyone stopping him, but break in backstage to the point where he is full on within arm's reach of all of the band members, just unannounced, and just says, "Hi everyone, I'm here now." And it turns out one of the members of the evil band is his brother. Shock and awe.
Oh.
They go through a thing. He gets kicked out because of course he does, and we learn that the evil bandmate brother became a vampire because they were both in choir together, and they were singing for the Jesus and stuff, and he believed, and his brother was so much better than him, so he prayed to Satan. He prayed to actual Satan for better singing talents than him. The demons of hell turned him into a vampire.
What the fuck is this show?
It's not. It's just kind of said in an offhand sentence that actual demons gave him his vampire powers. So yeah, he goes missing. He almost kills his brother and goes missing, and he's been missing ever since. So this is the first time these brothers have met up again since he became a vampire. And then, against all laws and logic that's known to the world, the evil band invites these two chuckle fucks back in after the concert to talk with their brother. So they talk. They go through all this spiel of, "You're my brother, why'd you leave me like this? How could you become a monster like this?" and stuff like that. And there's some serious angst, and then they get to a point where it's like, alright, we've broken about every vampire law that's ever existed right now. We need to kill this boy. Like, now. We need to either kill him or mind wipe him. So they do. And they almost kill him. But, like, the brother's like, "No, if I'm gonna be killed by anyone, let it be killed by my brother." And so the brother sort of walks up to him, looks at him, and then they get teleported into the stage dimension. And in the stage dimension, the brother sucks the other brother's blood. And then they sing. And then we come out of that, and of course, this brother vampire has broken about every vampire law under the moon. So his heart explodes. But it doesn't explode hard enough. It only cracks his heart. So now he has a crack in his heart because he didn't just drink from the vampire. He didn't just drink from the human. He didn't just let the human know about basically everything about vampire society. He also turned him into a vampire, so he basically saves it, so the moon only kind of half punishes him. But anyways, pink-haired boy is now a vampire, and he joins up with the good band, and everything's fine, and no one kills each other, and they're just allowed to leave. And yeah, the pink-haired brother boy, he's now part of the good band, and we're slowly collecting band members now, apparently.
Okay, how much of this is supposed to be funny bad, and how much of this is just supposed to be bad bad?
This whole thing is stone-faced serious.
So it's just bad then?
Oh, it's fucking hilarious. I love it. So,
What the fuck is this show?
I think episode 3 is my favorite so far because of how dumb it is.
It got even dumber than that.
I don't know. There's a point where it's like, it's just too dumb for me.
It's like,
And I watched Girlfriend.
That show was just funny. It wasn't funny bad.
Yeah, but it was real dumb.
Ah, right, and I should say I've taken a picture. We've averaged about one really stupidly edgy sentence about every episode. The first one for episode 2 was, "My feelings have run dry ages ago." This one is, "I live in the world of darkness now." And I'm going to take you, and for our third episode, our edgy sentence is, "I was the real monster this whole time." So,
Too edgy, 5 me.
episode 4. Pink-haired boy, our main cast pink-haired boy, whose name is Robin, by the way. I shall be referring to him as Robin now, because this is in the time when in my notes when names actually started sticking. Robin almost burns down the house making mac and cheese. Then he proceeds, not actually mac and cheese, he's like making he makes this massive feast for our Downpierre boy. And it's like this massive feast that only he can eat because vampires can't eat. So, massive waste of food. Thanks, Robin. You almost burnt the house down for a dumb, stupid reason. He becomes a member of the band after he sips from main boy's blood through the brand that he has, determining that he is a member of the band, and he gets the brand too. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So Eve, the non-binary vampire, runs off into the city for some reason. So Robin and the main boy follow them. And then they see a young vampire, and then they stop looking for their friend for a couple seconds and take in the local music for a bit. Then a wounded young vampire is running through, so they're like, fuck, let's follow him. And then they find that this vampire is being hunted by a vampire hunter. They get fought and they get kidnapped by the vampire hunter. They fought and they get hunted. They get captured by the vampire hunter. But then a hooded figure shows. What? A vampire hunter comes to kill the vampire hunter and saves everyone. Yes, it is a vampire that hunts vampire hunters. And we take off the hood, and we hear this vampire is singing while they kill. We reveal the hood. It's Ava. Ava used to be a vampire hunter before she became a vampire.
And then she became a vampire hunter, right?
And now she hunts vampires that hunt other vampires. Or they. And I shit you not, I was already laughing and in tears when I was seeing that there is a vampire that hunts other vampires for sport. That just made me so fucking fun. That just was so fucking funny to me. But then it just gets even more absurd. Yeah, because they used to be a vampire hunter. Back when vampires used to be able to drink from humans, they hunted them for the church, and they realized after they killed a good vampire that #not all vampires are evil blood-sucking monsters. And then they became a vampire because reasons. And now works with Lost Eden. And that's the end. That's where I got to. That's Visual Prison, everyone. That's where I'm at so far.
The fuck?
Are you gonna marry it?
Fuck no!
Was that like the nuclear option for you?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Listen, me and Visual Prison have this certain relationship where it's like, I know you're crazy. You're fucking crazy, and I don't want to, and I probably shouldn't be around you. But man, we have wild sex, though. And it's fucking great when we do.
Beautiful.
So, yeah.
See, that's why people want Yamai to stay.
God damn it.
I brought it around!
But yeah, that's me bringing Visual Prison to the fucking... to that. That was only 3 episodes. I am so glad I didn't do the whole fucking series.
That sounds like exactly the problem that I had with Platinum End, where it's just doing everything at once.
Alright, Limus, you have to take me through at least episodes 2 and 3 sometime.
Oh, I'd love to. I'd love to.
Like, I was sitting here poo-pooing episode 1. It does sound like it gets a fun kind of dumb after.
Well, also, I admit I was kind of playing it up a little bit. There is a lot of down moments that I had to cut where it's just like so much of episodes like 2 and 3 are just main boy trying to figure out what the fuck his song is, and it's super boring.
They don't even make it interesting like the way they frame it. Oh, wait, that's spoilers forever. Never mind.
Yeah, they don't even frame it in an interesting way, really. It's just literally just him sitting there labbing out his song.
Here's the thing. I already went through that with Tactopy Destiny. One of my biggest complaints with Tact was he had a whole thing he got halfway through where he wanted to write his own song. They hardly did anything with it until the end, after he got an NTR kiss, then a regular kiss, and then he sings the song for someone. It's real confusing, and that should off real hard. I don't think I ever talked about its ending. Its ending was bad.
Oh, that's rip. I remember hearing a lot of good things about Tactopy.
It went from an 8 to a 7, unfortunately. It's the rough thing of they literally could not wrap up their story because it's a mobile game that has the story attached to it. So, pretty much the end is, if you want answers as to why any of this mattered or what any of this was, play the mobile game, which, guess what? It's East only. It's not coming to the West. So, fuck.
Of course, it couldn't have the decency like fucking Magica Record to just finish it up. Like fucking Magica Record was a mobile game for Madoka, and it it had the first season, and it kind of was supposed to. The first season kind of left off like an advertisement for the mobile game, but when the mobile game went down the West, they actually finished the fucking show.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to say too much about the ending, because I know, Ember, you said you planned on watching it, but its ending is just... It does a lot of really tropey things, and not even in a interesting way. Like, legit, there was a romance between two characters throughout... Well, not romance, but, implied that they had feelings for each other throughout the entire show. Completely different girl, who had no chemistry or actual feelings shown to the main boy. There's supposed to be this really powerful scene where, they kiss. And it's like, wait, what kind of fucked up NTR kiss was that? Because it's not the right person who actually should be. Yeah.
But yeah. Visual Prison.
What did you have it rated at after everything was said and done, Linus?
I have it rated at question mark out of 10. I don't know how to feel about this. I was laughing during some of the bad shit that happened in this, but there was also a lot of boring. I don't know what to put it at. I don't think I could rate this show.
I have it at a 2 currently.
Oh! I almost forgot about one of the funniest shits about the fourth episode.
Wait,
so, the vampire hunter, he has a wolf form that he turns into.
Because of course
he does. Why not? Protean. Protean's my favorite discipline in Vampire the Masquerade. Why not? So when he does, he howls, but it's not just like this. It's not a wolf's howl. It's literally the voice actor going, "Oh woo!" and it sounds so fucking stupid.
Oh my god.
Do not a woo in the zone.
A woo is illegal. Speaking of illegal, a woo, is that visual?
That's Visual Prison. Thank you everyone for indulging me on that. Is it okay if we take a short break? Because I think I definitely overworked my voice there a little bit and I need some water.
Oh, sure.
Actually, yeah, you can go take a break. I'm just rambling.
All right.
Actually, I just remembered earlier, I was watching a video from, I think it was Overly Sarcastic Productions, and they actually did mention at one point that historically vampires do actually, like, in certain mythologies, they do actually have association with wolves. Like, they sometimes did have wolf forms.
Nice.
So I guess that's not coming out of nowhere, but still, the awoo. Medicine.
But yes, I am back.
Welcome
Hi.
back. Are we ready to continue?
Yeah, I'm ready whenever you guys are.
Alright.
And I know I'm gonna get more of a break here because it's Senpai.
Hey! Welcome
This
back.
is our show.
Our next show, My Senpai is Annoying. Honestly, even as a retrospective, there's not much I can say about this other than this. This show was a lot different than what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be a lot more mean-spirited with Igarashi and Takeda, and I was pleasantly surprised that it wasn't. It was very tame. And over time, that surprise did wear off, and I did kill a couple episodes. But then once Sakurai and Kazuma started coming forward, the show actually started giving me stuff I really enjoyed. And the more Natsumi got involved and more characters got involved, I actually started liking it. This show was a pleasant surprise. I'm surprised I ended up liking it. I thought I was going to hate it.
Me too. I like I said before, I normally hate fucking rom-coms, but this actually gave me a reason to care about the characters instead of just like, look at these characters, ship them. You don't know shit about them, but ship them.
Honestly, there's not even too much resolution at the end of the first season either.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have Igarashi and Takeda kind of implying that they understand and know each other's feelings for each other, but other than that, not too much. But yeah, anything else? Have anything else to say about Senpai?
Yes,
Not really.
Yes, I do. Fuck you for making me watch this show. This sucked.
Well,
I'm sorry, Senpai, that you got such a short thing to retrospect.
I will say, Limus, that part of the reason why in the last couple of episodes I have been actively avoiding killing it was I didn't want to end up with another wheel. Because that fucked us up last time with Mieruko-Chan, and I don't want to do that again. I didn't want to accidentally end up with that happening.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with that, on to everyone's favorite show.
Wait, what are we rating it?
Oh, right, I forgot. I think I gave it a 7 out of 10. Let me check.
I would give it like a 5. It's good. It's just not the best. It's a show.
Yeah,
it is a show that exists, and I watched it.
I was not expecting that.
You gave it a. How? How did it live to the end?
Like I said, part of why I was actively avoiding killing it was that I didn't want to have another wheel.
But we were at a point where nothing else was gonna... Okay.
That was unexpected. I always had the impression that you really liked this show.
I mean, it's good. It's good. I like it. It's just not super amazing. It's not super interesting. It is a
and that's a 5 for you? What the how the fuck do you get to be a 1?
And if you get to be a 1 by being just absolutely ass in every fucking aspect.
What's okay?
The first episode of fucking Platinum End would probably be a 1 for me.
Okay, what's baffling me right now, because in my own rating system that I use, I give Senpai a 5 as well.
You think I have a fucking rating system?
No, of course not.
I am arbitrarily assigning these goddamn numbers.
Fair. Do whatever the fuck you feel in your heart is the right number. 5's it, 5's it. I was not expecting that. I was expecting at least a 7. But
It's good. It's good. I will say I give the Kazuma Sakurai a higher rating, but the overall show does not get that rating.
But like, other than Igarashi and Takeda, it had a lot of other good characters too, like Natsumi, even the little brother, Vodka Girl.
You know what? Yeah, you do have a good point. I'll bump that up to a 6, actually.
not to be pressured by
Like, don't feel pressured by me. It's just like I'm still just baffled.
No, you are actually reminding me of things that were good about it.
Even then too, like, I actually like Takeda when he's on his. It's just when he's with Igarashi that I don't care.
Yeah. But yeah. Senpai, I'm glad I don't have to watch this fucking show anymore. Yay!
I may
Well,
watch
season
more of it in future episodes where I don't have to worry about like whether or not anything gets dead. I'll watch it on my own time.
But yeah.
And I do have to admit, it was at least slightly funny just watching you be mad about having to watch more of it.
I get it. I get it. Vote for the views. Vote for the content. I understand. I'll take the blow, I guess. Sure, why not? Fuck it.
Don't worry, you'll probably get to do that to me at some point, and I will accept this happening.
I hope I do. If you're giving it a 5 out of 10, come on.
Anyways, let's move on to Sakugan. This fucking show. Okay, I'm gonna look at episodes 1 to 12 right now, and because I want to work something out in my head of like a number of episodes that I liked overall out of ones that I didn't like overall. Alrighty. 1 to 3, we all agree, very good there, right?
Fantastic, excellent.
And then there was 4 and 5. Ladies and gentlemen, then No Work, No Life. Those being the Mafia episode, and then the
the
Wind Turbine episode.
The Wind Turbine. Once again, I like those.
Yeah, and honestly,
a little bit slow in the Wind Turbine episode, but not that bad.
Yeah.
In hindsight, with the animus. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, definitely a bit different than what we were used to, but I was expecting that. Like, we had a very high budget opening. I was expecting us to take it a little slow, and I appreciated and I liked our little episodic adventures here.
Yeah, and even in hindsight, too, that episodic adventure did kind of show something that was important later.
Yeah.
Mempu has a natural resistance to animus, which is really fucking interesting.
Yeah. I wish it was sort of alluded to a little bit more than just being that as offhand as it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still wish that they had a little bit more of a sitting on the "oh wait, she's dead, oh wait, she's not" kind of thing. They kind of like they had the implication of strong emotional moment, but then they just didn't do anything with it.
Like, at the time, it felt like the episode needed to have a big emotion, so they put it there. But now that we've actually seen the last episode, we know why it's there, but it didn't do a good job to allude.
Yeah.
And then, this is where the show started going down. Episodes 6 and 7. I actually still liked episode 6 overall. Like, even though it was really poorly paced, I still liked most things in it, but I can see the issues with it. On the Road was just, aside from a couple of specs, it was just awful.
Yeah, like, I absolutely hated 6. Like, I was so betrayed by it, and that betrayal would continue on. On the Road was awful, for the most part, with little shines of interesting stuff to keep me interested.
Then we get to Memories and Regrets with Zach, the one with Zach Ledoux. That was real good up until the end for you two, which I still think it's real good.
The last few minutes were just... The last few minutes undid the stuff that they had been building up towards.
And with the rest of the season, a lot of what it built up and a lot of what was paid off there never came back for me. So, like, yeah, like, I loved the episode. I just wish anything of it had, like, felt like it mattered.
I mean, we got that in episode 9. Like, the conversation with Gagummer and Mempu. Not my favorite they've had, but like, I still really like that moment of Mempu just being really worried. Like, did you two make up? No. Like, you're a fucking idiot. You should go talk to her. You don't have to. Just, like seeing both Zach Leto and Gagumber trying to avoid the situation that episode was so... It was a little bit fascinating, and I like seeing it, because, yeah, how would you try to repair what fucking damage was done there? Sure, you let her back into the group, but those feelings are still lingering.
Fair, and I get that. It's just the sloppy writing that led to this point made me just completely make me think that it was a hand wave instead of a actual plot point. And yeah.
And I completely get that. Like, I am in no way saying like, oh no, these are no, like I can see the problems everyone has with it. And maybe I'm being a little bit too trusting, but at the same time, the show has proven before that it can be good. Like, the final episode, episode 12, was fantastic writing-wise. Episode 10, the one before the singer, was really good. And then the first 3, like, it's just whenever the show seems to do the filler garbage is when it seems to not matter.
Yeah, like, the show's great. The show could have been great. Like, this cluster greatness, like I said. Just a couple plot points changed, a couple plot points cut, changed a little bit of TLC before we actually started airing the show, and it could have been incredible, but I guess we just didn't have the time to double check our work here.
Yeah. Anyone have anything else on Sakugan?
I thought the last episode was really fucking good.
Oh yeah, last episode is definitely
finally gave me that emotional payoff that it had been blue ballsing me about for like forever.
I'd have a hard time picking between episode 12 and episode 2, but they're both very good.
Yeah.
By the time episode 12 hit and all that emotional payoff happened, I was out. I was so like emotionally dead by that show. Glad I didn't care.
Honestly, I'm so split between the 2 episodes. If we nominate one of them, I'd probably just go for episode 2. So it'd be something that more of us are, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just so split on the 2, because both of them are real good.
But Sakugan broke my heart so hard. Harder than I think any piece of media has ever done. It would have been it would have been my Mary. Like, off of the, like, I was so set in that this was going to be my Mary 3 episodes in. 4, 5 episodes in, even. 6, I was still considering it because, like, I don't know, maybe it was just an off episode. But after the flowers, after not paying off your any sort of emotion after the Gagumber Zach Leto fight, after the fucking singer episode, no.
I can't blame you. And Sakugan, I also have to turn down your marriage proposal. You hurt me a few times. Not as much as Limus. You know, they're saying there were 2 casts on their legs, 2 casts on their arms. I'm sitting here with a black eye. Still hurt me.
Yeah, I'm still not marrying this one. It could have been so good. And it had such a fucking good ending, but I just can't forgive the bullshit.
Of the 4 shows that lived to the end, it might have my favorite ending. Like, I still need a little bit of time for Paladin's ending to set in, but
I gotta say that I am offended that the show set up for for a second season. But if it comes, and we get on the podcast, I'll be willing to give the show another chance. And, like, hope that it learned, that it, like, got the time it needed, that it got the, I don't know, voice of reason that it needed, and that it improves with the second season. I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt, because I actually did like what it was doing.
And you know what? If we have some fillery one-off episodes, have some things about the plot in it, like, you know, have Shibito be there as a force. Like,
have Shibito be a force from the start. Like, really establish that.
Like, what would have been really interesting to me? What if, like, during the first 2 episodes, they had actually shown, like, some masked people from Shibito that we don't know who they are, but they were the ones who led the kaiju there. Imagine if, like, we had some world building like that.
Yeah, like, we only set them up, like, in episode 6, and even then, it's in the most chaotically paced episode that we've gotten.
Oh,
and they're just there for, like, 30 seconds.
And also the kaiju. That it was set up from the beginning that they were going to be a bigger thing, and then they just hardly ever show up again.
Kaiju were in 3 episodes. Kaiju were in, like, 2 episodes besides our first 3.
It was like the basis of the really significant emotional thing in, like, one of the first episodes, and you really think that they're going to be a bigger thing, and then they just never show up again.
Yep.
I have to assume kaiju have something to do with rainbow children. Maybe rainbow children turn into kaiju. Maybe that's the fucking thing.
I don't know. I just, like, the one thing that I've been remembering since the start of this episode was when they charge a kaiju and it looks into the cockpit and it looks at the necklace that Memempu's on. And it's alluded they're trying to get that thing for some reason.
And it's just not at least not in this season. It's not. I don't know why kaiju weren't a bigger part.
Yeah.
Like,
they had that established as the big bad that was going to be the big thing that was going to be fought against. And then they just kind of abandon their main antagonist and invent another one.
I don't think they abandoned them. I think they just really picked a bad point to be like, hey, so there are these 2 both forces opposite. We set up one in the first. Now let's just set up the other one and never show kaiju again. Like, I'm sure they're going to come back and be important and connected to Shibito. I'm sure they are.
Basically, that's what I'm saying. Is like they had the kaiju already as established as the big bad, but then they decided, no, we're just gonna ignore the kaiju and we're just gonna out of nowhere come up with this completely different thing, and now that's our bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Forget about those other guys. They might go up later or they might not.
Like, my entire theory is that rainbow children are somehow either powering or related to the kaiju, and Shibito knows this and are trying to use the kaiju to their advantage, because every time Shibito seems to show up, a kaiju seems to fall.
Yeah, and yet it's active. Yeah, wait, actually, yeah, they are actively antagonistic to the Shibito guys.
And here's the thing. This isn't me defending the way the show handled kaiju. I still think kaiju should have been shown.
Oh, hello?
Yep.
Oh. I finished.
Oh, yeah.
I said kaiju still should have been showing up.
Yeah. I gotta say, another flaw that I think I see in this show, that seems to be a common thing happening right now. This show felt like it just assumed that it was getting a second season. And I don't like that. I really don't like that. Like, so much stuff was set up that felt like it was going to be like, but we'll figure this out whenever the fuck we get back to this show. Which, I don't know, I guess maybe the shows have a multi-season deal or something. I don't know. But I really don't like this, the current trend of a lot of anime going to like multi-season shit. Like, that's why I liked anime to begin with.
It's assuming that we'll watch it. It's assuming that it will have a second season, and it's assuming that we'll actually care enough to watch it.
Yeah, one of my favorite things about anime, why I really like it, is because it's TV shows in a short condensed. It's a story in a short condensed season. Like that's why I like anime because you watch a lot. You watch 12. You watch 24 episodes and you're done, and there's nothing more.
Unless you're watching something like Full Metal Alchemist, where it's like 50.
Yeah.
Honestly, most anime that aren't like super big shonen, Komi that are really popular, that do get multi-seasons, usually only get like 3 or 4 that are 12 episodes each, so...
Or get like a couple.
Yeah.
Although,
yeah, it has been a bit weird. We haven't had on the FMK in a bit that's just been like, it ends after this.
Well, Girlfriend. It had a really succinct ending that left possibility for a second season, but also wrapped up what it is.
I don't mean like just finale wise. I mean like just manga wise in general too. Girlfriend has more. It can get a second season, but its ending was really concise. I just mean like anime that takes source material that's like after these 12 episodes, it'll be done.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that too.
Yeah. But, yeah. That's Sakugan. Ratings, everyone?
7 out of 10.
Yeah, 7 out of 10. I would actually, you know what? I would put this as an 8 out of 10 just for the ending.
7, 8. I give it a 4.
The ending
hurt me too much.
Yeah, that's fair. The ending for me brought it from a 6 to a 7.
I still want to believe that it's gonna be good. The last episode really did renew my feeling like it's gonna be good. They finally, I think Meep, you were right that they had like the beginning and the end figured out going in, but then in the middle there they were kind of just scrambling to figure out what the fuck they're supposed to do with this.
Mm-hmm.
I think Linus actually was the one that said that.
One of you said that.
Yeah, I think that was me. It was a scramble to fill for time.
Yeah. Well, with our thoughts on Sakugan, let's talk about our final...
Oh, wait, Meat.
You're cutting out.
Cutting out. We're gonna have to have you dip out and dip back in again.
Okay. Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Alrighty. Well, let's move on from Sakugan to the final episode of Season 1 of the Faraway Paladin. In this, episode 12, Menel finds Will and argues with him, convincing him to come back and let them help by beating the shit out of him. Upon returning, they enact a plan to slay the demon beasts who plan to keep humans away from the High King's seal. After the beasts have been felled, Will returns and learns he is now the Lord of the Beastwoods.
Oh no, I accidentally became the president.
This was a good episode and a good finale.
The Faraway Paladin. Yeah. The Faraway Paladin. Or how I accidentally became the Duke of my own duchy.
Yeah. It's like I said, I accidentally became the president. Oh no.
Dude, I really liked the fight with Menel and Will.
I did too.
The fucking 5D mind chess from Menel there at the end, where he's like, I'm gonna throw rocks at him in the direction of myself, so if he dodges it, he hurts me. So his fucking natural protection instincts will come in, and he'll take the hit for me, making it so I win. Brilliant! Love that tactics.
Yeah, he needed him to fucking... It was really a good understanding of like Will's been so used to just Mary suing his way through everything, like just winning at everything, and then he loses at one thing once and it fucking destroys him, and he's just like, I can feel for him. I can understand. It's a really good scene because I can fully understand where both of them are coming from. I can understand Will's desire to protect Menel and the rest of them because he realizes like he's been putting them in so much danger, and yet Menel is also like, no, fuck you. I'm not here because you're making me be here. I'm here because I want to be here. I fucking care about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to. I care about you, and I want to see the same things that you want to accomplish get done.
One thing I really liked about this episode, after the whole speech where everyone essentially tells Will, you can't do this on your own, you need us. In so many other shows, I feel like it would have proceeded to still have the side characters do nothing in the fight. But this show, they still did. And I really like that. Like, even the basic bitch adventures were being useful. And that was interesting.
It wasn't just, okay, we're going to get back and we're going to have another fight where Will absolutely dominates everything. No. This is a fucking... No, this isn't a one-on-one fight. This is a fight with everyone involved and we're getting our fucking revenge.
To quote Will with his happy face, this is war!
Yeah, this is how war should be. You realize that you are not the unstoppable badass, and you actually need other people.
Yeah, battle's not fought with one battle's not fought with one fighter. Fucking action economy.
It's actually like deconstructing. I know I keep talking a lot, but I love that it's deconstructing the classic Mary Sue isekai trope of like the guy comes in and he is literally an unstoppable badass. He is a fucking powerhouse of a man, but he also needs other people. He's not everything.
Yeah. It's like, come on, to bring back more D&D comparisons, action economy is going to catch up with you eventually. You're going to fucking die.
Oh, speaking of action economy, I loved the fight between Menel, Will, and the Chimera. It was so fucking well shot and clever. Like,
yes.
The actual animation was a little iffy in some spots, but the framing and the way they showed things and the choreography was on point.
Yeah. It's like, we got to see them action by action, and we understood what their tactics were and what they were doing at every time.
The scene where Will jumps up in front of the sun, the Chimera looks up and starts to get blinded by the sun, then Menel makes it lose its footing, is such a fluid and cool combination of events leading to its death that got me really excited.
Yeah, like...
Yes, this was finally the fight scenes that I have been wanting from that.
The budget's not quite there, because there was a couple scenes where, especially when it was like Will running towards the camera, that looked a bit jank. But the choreography is on point. And to be honest, I don't mind. I don't mind because I can follow the fight. I can follow what's happening. And I'm invested in what's happening.
And then they all get back, and it's still really sweet scene between them and Menel. And the show is actively shipping them together, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These
and
bitches
you
gay.
Be Will's girlfriend.
Even B thinks Menel's a twink. You could
also,
be Will. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, go.
I was just gonna say you could be Will's beautiful girlfriend. Hell no! Don't act like you don't want it, Menel.
Dude's a bottom like
Maybe
a motherfucker.
Not.
Also, the fuck is happening with Raystov? I don't think he's just that good. Motherfucker just solos a demon lord. I don't think he's just that good. I think something's happening with him.
I think he's going to be a character kind of like Shanks or Gildarts, where they're extremely powerful, they're useful, but they're not always around. That's kind of the vibe I get from him, because, that's a common thing in anime, where there'll be a really powerful person, but they're not always around. Weirdly enough, shonen doesn't do it too much. Like, a lot of shonen will, still keep them around, but have other reasons. But there are just a lot of shows that have this type of character. And you know what? Raystov still seems interesting. I like how he kind of takes on a little bit of a mentor role with Will here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
we get another dad.
He's experienced. That's what I like about him. You can tell he's experienced.
I just want the record to show that I don't trust this bitch. Something's happening with him. I don't think he's just that good. There's no way he's just that good. There's something wrong with him.
Because another thing I really liked about this episode, tying it back to the High King.
Yeah.
I thought that was really clever. Like, even though it was a little bit like, oh, Will is just expositing it to us, it was really nice to get that, like, oh, this is why these demons are doing this. That's actually really interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it left us with so much of a in-depth. All right, this is what's happening. Yeah.
Remember when the Chimera launched its sneak attack on Will when he was like, "But my true nature is," and then tried to attack him?
No.
I was waiting for the Chimera to turn into Stagnate.
Oof.
I was completely waiting. I'm like, here it comes, you white-haired motherfucker.
I for like 5 seconds there thought it was gonna be a fake out and there was gonna turn out to be some big twist that the kaiju actually wanted to work with him. But then nope. It was just I'm gonna secretly attack you. Wait.
Fuck, Ember, that fucking meme is perfect.
Yes. That is exactly them.
But yeah. Hey, guess what?
What?
The show was fucking great to the end.
Yeah.
I'm like, has it been confirmed that this is season 2?
This has been confirmed for season 2, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna watch it.
Fucking hype.
Faraway Paladin.
Did it actually get a dub?
Yes, it did.
Nice. I feel like I actually don't want to watch it though, because like I know they're probably gonna give them like some kind of American accent or whatever, and I have a headcanon that I'm keeping in my mind that all of them, although this is being translated to us in Japanese, I have a headcanon that in world they actually all sound violently British.
Aggressively European.
Yes, aggressively British, like possibly even Scottish.
But
just have Will sound like the fucking like demo man from TF2.
Yeah.
So I just want to walk through Will's journey here real quick with everyone.
In hell.
I just want to walk through Will's journey here real quick with everyone. Will started out being reincarnated, living in the City of Dead. He went through his training. We spent 5 episodes with him, saw him slay the echo of a god with the help of his parents. We've gone through so much emotions with him to see him up to this point. Faraway Paladin, will you marry me?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm also gonna marry Faraway Paladin because this is the best show we have on here.
I am also marrying this show. I knew from
Triple
the fucking
marriage!
Yes, I knew from the first fucking episode of the show I was going to marry it.
Dude, the show's the only bit of like reliable quality we had.
Like episode 5, Blood and Mary send off was so powerful.
It was so fucking good.
When I saw, like, episode 10 was what cemented it for me. Seeing Bishop Bagley being handled so well, and it doesn't just become another evil priest trope. The author of this light novel cares for the fucking world he has.
And like I said, there is no shortage. I love it that there is no shortage of dads in this show.
It's so good. And even like the only quote unquote main villain we have so far is still one of the best of the season, Stagnate. Like in the 2 episodes he was here, he still cemented himself as a big part of the show, and at least to me, a really good villain. Like obviously he's not complete. We don't know his whole thing yet, but as far as a season 1 villain goes, he's very good.
Yeah, we've actually gotten a proper hype for making this guy seem fucking terrifying. Like in that episode, like you said before, where it had to take all of Will's strength, the power of a literal god, and 3 other people just to kill one copy of this man.
Yeah.
This dude is brutal. This dude is fucking terrifying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Action economy.
It's fucking...
And we have a reason to care for the rest of the story, because the entire story is going to be about eventually being able to kill this guy.
Well, no, you care about the story because it makes you care about the main character. It actually takes time.
Yes, it actually gives you reason to care about why these guys are going on this journey. It gives you a world that you actually want to see saved. It's so good.
That is the first time we've had a unanimous triple marry. Like, the closest we got was Super Cub in Spring, which had 2 people marry it. And it wasn't even a lock. We got so fucking lucky, or unlucky, depending on how you look at it, with Paladin. What a good fucking show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Literally,
Stop!
I cannot think of a single fucking episode that I have not liked about this show.
Stop sleeping on the stupid fucking show. It's so good.
Yes. You might not think that it's good. It starts off being very chill at the first couple of episodes, but then it gets fucking beautiful. Everyone needs to watch this show. It is doing isekai right.
Watch this show. It's so good.
So, as of now, final rating?
Yeah, 1 billion out of 10.
Me? I mean, as much as I do like it, I don't think I consider it an all-time favorite, which is where a 9 is at. So I give it an 8. Fucking great, which is an 8.
I give it a 9. Purely, it would be a 10 if the show had a bit more budget to work with. I absolutely love watching it, but the animation isn't always fantastic. And
yeah.
I don't necessarily agree with that, which is weird coming from the artist, but like shows do not have to have a gorgeous art style to me. I'm the kind of person where, like, if it has fucking stick figures, if you give me fucking squares and you give them a strong enough backstory, I will still love this show. I will cry over squares.
like here's the thing though, like animation definitely does play a part into the story, because the entire reason you are animating this visual medium is like so that the animation can help service the story. That is why animation exists. It's to animate this medium. Like, so animation is a part. When you're judging it, you do have to look at the style, and the style is it's standard. It's pretty standard, but it also fluctuates. There are a few shots I have noticed where, like, lines are kind of blurred. Some stuff doesn't really look all too fantastic sometimes. Like the shot of Will breaking the wyvern's neck. He just looks sleepy.
He's sleeping.
Yeah, someone does need to edit a blanket over that and just have it be he's sleepy time.
Sleepy time.
Yeah,
like I agree. I hope the show gets all the budget in the world so it can have awesome looking animation next season, because it fucking deserves it.
Yeah, imagine this show with the animation style of something like Sakugan. That would be fucking beautiful.
Imagine if Madhouse got this show.
Bruh,
oh, that sounds fucking incredible.
I'm imagining if the Chainsaw Man team gets this show.
Mappa, in the hands of Mappa? God damn. Because, like, what is the studio that made it? It's like a smaller studio, right?
It's called Children's Playground Entertainment.
Oh, they did Citrus. Ew.
Well, this is a comeback arc for them.
Oh, Citrus. Citrus is literally. Oh, they did some work on Citrus. Yeah, this is the most high-profile work they've ever done. I'm surprised it's as good as it is.
Maybe they finally got their shit together and started actually like realizing how to make good show.
Oh god, they did Infinity Force.
Oh god, it's getting torn apart.
What's getting torn apart?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't look at the Malon. Just don't look at Paladin's mouth. Just don't look at it.
Oh, okay. I know.
Just don't look at it. It's taking a nosedive in terms of numbers. People are fucking tearing it apart right now.
Why? It does not deserve this. It's so good.
There's a lot of this show tanked after episode 5. We're in the minority now.
Here's the thing. People fucking love the light novel. The reason if this show was better animated, people would be clamoring and praising this show. Fuck that. People would be praising this show to the heavens if it was better animated. They would be calling it Mushoku Tensei 2.
I think it just came out in a bad year. Like, it came out in a bad time post where I think just everyone's a bit tired of isekai and... Yeah, everyone's tired of isekai and fantasy in general. So it's probably under a lot more scrutiny than it would have, like, however long ago.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Because, like, honestly, if anyone said, I just don't give a shit about, like, everything post-episode 5, I wouldn't blame them. Because there was a few times where I was even a little bit shaken by its quality.
I take it you mean, like, with, the first time kind of Being Them showed up, right?
Yeah, like, not every episode was a 10 out of 10 masterpiece for me. A lot of it was, though.
True. Well, that is a trifecta and tri-marriage for Sakugan. Or not Sakugan, Faraway Paladin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would have probably married. I probably would have married Sakugan if it weren't for those weird episodes.
Alrighty.
If I could just marry the last episode, I would.
God damn it! I almost thought we were done. There's one evil we still have to put to rest.
With that, let's look at Mieruko-Chan.
I can't believe this is currently higher rated than fucking Paladin right now. That pisses me off. Fuck this show. Stop watching this trash. Stop watching this pedophilic garbage.
Yeah. God, that is unfortunately something I have noticed a lot is like it's not in all of the animes, but in certain animes there is a big issue with like just being weirdly horny for high school girls.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why can we not be in the blessed timeline where the big thing in anime is MILFs? That would be so much better.
It's like...
actual grown woman.
If it was... even without the sexual stuff in it, Mieruko-Chan would still suck ass. It'd still be fucking terrible. Because most of the conflict... most of the conflict in it is just... be tense now because she's looking at a demon or a ghost. Though we don't know what the fuck is gonna happen if she doesn't. If she, like, acknowledges the ghost's existence. We don't know what's gonna happen to anyone. Like, if first episode we would have seen, like, someone else who could see them or whatever get fucking murked by a ghost, then there would maybe be some tension. But as far as we know, she could be like, oh, hey, ghost, and nothing would happen. And that's where the show ends for me. There's no tension in this show that's supposed to be all about tension and shit. And on top of that, we're going to try to make you horny in moments when we really shouldn't.
Yeah. I do have to say one of the scenes that I actually really liked was the scene where they have the temple ghosts actually like blowing up that one that had been following Hana around. That was properly interesting.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That's the one good episode this show had. The rest of it was garbage.
I thought there were like a couple of moments in some of the episodes, but that was one of the episodes that actually did work.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Me-
And it actually did kind of like, I did like how it kind of played into the, like, Hana just, like, casually talking about, like, knockoff Ghibli shows, and just, it played into that comedy and actually did it well this time of just having her casually talking about stuff while there's literal war going on behind her.
Amy, did you cut out me?
I was not able to hear anything.
Oh. Well, we've just been talking about Mieruko-Chan. What, please, your input on it.
In a similar way to Sakugan, incredibly frustrating to watch. Nowhere near as frustrating as Itaden. Nothing gets as close as frustrating for Itaden as me. But
oh no.
Like it was frustrating enough. Like it was no Sakugan, but fuck, it was just like after we had that really good episode, I think it was like episode 7, and then it just goes bad again. It was so fucking upsetting.
Yeah. Like I said that I think you missed. I think the one with the temple ghost was the only good episode.
Oh.
Like, on reflection, not a single episode of this was interesting or cool to me. I didn't like the show at all.
Fair enough. I thought episode 1 is another good one, but fair.
Yeah, the only thing I really can say that I actually did kind of like about this show was one moment from one of the episodes that I'll talk about later when we do the awards, and I did really like the ghost designs, which was part of why I hated it so much, because the ghost designs were actually scary, like actually properly terrifying.
I remember one of my favorite ghost designs was in the last one. It was the barrel creature. It was just a barrel and it had a bunch of hands spreading out from below it and it had like chains and shit. It was really cool.
Yeah. I'm still thinking I might just low-key, like, I might go back and grab some screenshots of those, because I could actually legit use these designs, like, as inspiration for some of my designs, but it's just a shame that they have to be in the middle of a show that's otherwise just ass.
Yeah, quite literally.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to know... Okay, you want to know what it's like to watch Mieruko-Chan? And to be honest, doing this might actually be better than watching the show. Have a staring contest with someone, and then go watch porn. That's basically what watching Mieruko-Chan's like.
Well, Linus, next time you come over, we have 2 bathrooms. Let's test it out.
God damn it.
It's like watching those creepy TikToks of the girls that put on the creepy makeup. You watch a couple of episodes of that, and then you just go watch some porn. And then that's Mieruko-Chan.
But yeah.
What was everyone's scores on it at the end?
Fucking nothing out of 10.
I give it a 3. There's at least a good potential of an idea here, and it looked pretty.
I had it at a 6.
I have it at like a 2, maybe. The only things that I like were like 1 or 2 moments and the designs.
Mm-hmm.
The designs of the monsters.
I have it at a 6. I know there are people that exist out there who are easily able to hand wave away like the really creepy scenes of like, I just don't pay attention to them. And you know what? Fine. If your brain works that way, fantastic. My brain doesn't. My brain sees that and it ruins tension.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the fact that, like, technically they're listed as being 18 or whatever, but it's just, I can't justify watching that and, like, supporting that kind of thing. Because if I just hand wave it away, it allows that to just keep happening, and I just can't I can't support that.
Legal,
Yeah,
legal,
that's fair.
legal or not, it's still not has no place in this in the tone of the story.
Yeah, it's just it's a conveniently he who they're actually 18 and you can't do nothing about this. But they're very clearly being used as a like being portrayed as high school girls. There is strong implication that this is just a convenient get out of jail free lolly thing.
But
It's sus. It's sus and I don't like it.
yeah, fuck this show. This season of anime fucking sucked. Let's hope the next one's better.
Except for a few.
Anime's trash. I hate it. What are we watching next season?
I think we say that after the awards, or is it after the retrospective?
Is it after the awards or after? I don't fucking care, man.
I think it's after the awards because it's like a sweet little treat.
All right.
Well, look forward to that, dear viewers. All
In
like
about-
2 of you.
In about a week's time, yes. All 2 of you who have been eagerly waiting for me to catch up on the VODs. I am so sorry. I am so behind. Like, it's not even funny, man. I just, like, I had one up for about, like, 5 minutes, and then I realized I fucked up my audio levels, and I was jacked loud. So, yeah, trying to figure that out. I'm so sorry. I'm, like, 4 episodes behind. I was so good this season, too.
Oof.
You tried, and that's the important thing.
But yeah, anything else anyone has to say about this season?
Not really, other than Paladin. Paladin, very, very good.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to next season. I'm happy. I'm glad y'all invited me onto this thing. I am probably gonna stick around for a while unless like things in my life go weird.
Hell yeah.
I'm having fun.
Yeah. I'm glad that y'all actually like convinced me. Like that was my entire point of doing this was so that I would actually be forced to watch shows, and I'm glad that I did that.
We forced you to watch shows. Maybe not the best ones, but we forced you to watch them.
Yeah, because like that's my thing is I want to watch the shows, but my fucking like I don't know, I guess it's like executive dysfunction or something. Like even when there's shows that I really want to watch, my brain just says no, we're not doing this right now.
I totally get that.
I'm right there with you.
I've been loving Kill la Kill, but I definitely need to be in a certain vibe to watch it.
Like, I should really finish like Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex Season 2. I like left halfway through.
Yeah. Yeah, if you do watch more of Ghost in the Shell, I might watch that with you because I've been meaning to watch that show.
So good. Standalone Complex is so good. You like cyberpunk, right?
Yes, I fucking love cyberpunk.
You'll fucking adore it. It's so good.
I like all of the punks.
Yes.
That is one thing that I like is I love really cool world building.
Mm-hmm. And like the great thing about Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex is every episode, it's just a little bit of how the world works every time.
Yeah. Well, I'm fully down for that.
Hell yeah. But yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the anime FMK? Is that an episode?
Yeah, I think that's an episode. My brain is fried.
Meep?
That is a episode, yes.
Alright then. Well, we've been the Anime FMK. Amber, where can they find you?
You can find me at Ember the Unusual on Twitter, and like, I'm working on art. It's fucking slow, but you might see me post something. In the meantime, I'm probably gonna be retweeting other people's shit and occasionally saying a funny.
Meep.
You can find me at soul_king777. Do not follow me, however, if you are a minor, or else I will force you to be the next host on the FMK. This is a threat.
Oof, who's getting replaced by a minor?
We're adding a fourth, actually.
Oh, fuck.
It's now going to be even more complicated. There now needs to be 3 votes for something to die. Just bring it back to what we did when we first tried this out. Make me hate my...
And I'm Lemus. You can find me all over the internet at lemus.card.co, or you can find me in a bunch of different places doing things, I guess. I don't know. I want to try to do something YouTube related, but I'm probably not gonna. Who knows? With that, we've been the Anime FMK. Thank you everyone so much for watching. We'll see you next season.
Yeah. Bye.
That's not the close stream button.